Well, a very good morning to you, Nzinga, and to the viewers back at home. We have reporting since early hours of this morning, speaking to people and also showing you rolling coverage of the protest, or rather should I say the looting action that is currently taking place by several people. We crossed from Durban all the way to Pietermaritzburg, showing you what exactly is happening. We've moved now from a very volatile area called Cinderella Park here in Pietermaritzburg and came into town, where we still found a lot of looting taking place, similar to what was happening in Durban. Bystanders that we spoke to earlier this morning also giving their account as to what they saw overnight, stopping and watching people go through the malls, burn and destruct the buildings. And some of the bystanders that we spoke to shared some videos with us that depicted the Metro Police in KwaZulu-Natal in Durban also acting on that and also looting. We did actually speak to the Metro spokesperson, Parbu Superstar, who said that they are investigating these allegations. They have also sent out a statement saying that the Metro Police that were captured on that particular video was in fact confiscating goods from people. However, the bystanders are standing by their words, saying that they were witnessing this play out overnight. Just here when we got into the Pietermaritzburg CBD, I'm just going to step out of shot so my colleague Norman and Klapo behind the camera can show you. We were surprised to find South African National Defence Force soldiers, and they have been stationed outside the major key points here in Pietermaritzburg, that being the KwaZulu-Natal legislature as well as the KZN, the Pietermaritzburg High Court. And we've seen them just walking up and down, looking after and guarding these national key points. When I tried to speak to some of them, they were reluctant to speak to me. I tried to find out from them, has the SANDF actually been deployed? We do know that the minister is expected to have a briefing this afternoon. That's what the talks are on the ground. It's yet to also be confirmed. We're waiting for that update. We're waiting for that confirmation from the defense minister there, Nosisiwe Mapisa Ngakula, just to confirm what exactly these members are doing here, if they indeed or in fact have been deployed to KwaZulu-Natal to assist police. But right now what we do know is that they are outside these national key points and they are being stationed here for some time, monitoring as the looting continues in the Pietermaritzburg CBD. Nzinga.
Jade, I know you've been speaking to people throughout these protests and hearing their reasons. Initially, we're reporting that it was about former President Jacob Zuma's incarceration. Now there seems to be some confusion. Parties like Saki saying that it's not about former President Jacob Zuma. There are criminal elements masquerading as protesters and being violent. What are people saying to you? Our apologies for that. We need to cross out of that and go now to my colleague, Griselda Lewis, who's standing by in Johannesburg. Griselda, very good afternoon to you. What are you seeing there?
Well, Njinga, just a few moments ago, police firing stun grenades as well as rubber bullets. The situation still very much under control. From where I'm standing, you would see we're standing a bit away from where the police have advanced towards. You see here, this entire mall has been looted, and despite police's efforts to try and move people away from here, they've done that with very little success. Also noting that the place where we are this afternoon, at a mall here in Katlehong, this is where the body of one of the people was found here. The forensic pathology services are still on scene at this particular point. The visuals that you are seeing will give you an idea of what is strewn across here. Police had just fired rubber bullets just a few seconds before you came to us, and it's basically them chasing the residents in this particular area who are adamant that they're going to continue looting. Everything here has been completely destroyed. These shops that are at this mall, I understand, will not be operating for a very long time. And as police try to advance and move some of the looters away from this particular area to try and salvage whatever there is. It's very difficult for them to do that because of the large size in terms of number of people who are here. I'm going to see if we can't turn towards that particular direction. I'm not sure if my colleague will be able to do that for us. Japan Matabula, you see towards that direction there, that's where the forensic pathology services are still on scene, where the body of a man, I understand, was found. When the SABC had arrived a couple of hours ago, they had been trying to cordon off the area, and that remains the same at the moment. I understand that what was believed to have been the family members of one of the deceased was also on site at this particular stage. Onlookers, some of the community looking on in terms of what is taking place here, but some of those that are looting with impunity. Several arrests had been made. About 10 minutes before Nzinga, you came to us. We had about 20 people that in totality had been arrested for the ongoing looting here. So police basically have their hands full. Every time they try to move towards a particular direction, you would find that those who are involved in this criminal activity are moving from several sections of the size. Let me give you an idea of what's taking place here. You look at the store right here next to me. That will give you a sense of exactly what is taking place. And I understand that there are other areas as well in Tsakane, I understand, the Far East Rand, where there are other incidents of violence that have also now crept up. So it's going to be very difficult for us to move from one area to the other to try and keep abreast of everything that's taking place. But one can certainly say that at this particular point that what has since happened is that the police have also indicated in terms of the number of arrests that they have made. And I just received some of the information from some of our colleagues who are monitoring the situation in terms of in the Gauteng province. I understand the update this morning, 219 arrests. In Gauteng, there have been 96. In KwaZulu-Natal, 123. And what is believed to be 6 fatalities. Whether the current fatality itself adds to that number, certainly we cannot say at this stage. We're waiting on police to give us the official figures in terms of what is expected to take place. Here you have it live again. Somebody else also arrested, giving you a clear indication in Nzinga that the looting is continuing unabated. Have a look there. My colleague Japan Matabula will focus on that in the next few seconds. That's another lady who has been arrested now, giving you an indication that despite the efforts of police to try and quell the arrests that are taking, or quell the tensions that are taking place here, people continue with their looting. In terms of the numbers taking place at this particular stage, all right, I think we're going to let it go just for now and go back to KwaZulu-Natal. We'll keep you abreast of issues here in Gauteng.
Saldo Lewis giving us an update there from Gauteng. Let's go now to Springfield in KwaZulu-Natal. My colleague Mlondi Khatebe is there. Very good afternoon to you, Mlondi. What have you been seeing?
Thank you very much, Nzinga. We are in Springfield Park. It's the industrial area next to Umgeni Road. I will just step out of this shot so that Nom Hlengubani can show you how the looters are behaving here in Springfield. You'd see that there's a car that is full of sofas. They don't just loot only the food outlets, but they also loot at the furniture shops. They're taking everything that they can take. We were in the other side of the CBD. We're in KwaMashu earlier on. In KwaMashu, there's also, they looted in 2 shopping malls. The shopping mall, one in a next to the station, KwaMashu station, and the other shopping mall where is a Bridge City, where they also looted in that shopping center, making sure that they leave everything. It was like a Black Friday, if you could say, because everyone was out taking as they want, taking as more as they want, because police officers were not seen at that side. But here we do see that there are some police officers who are trying to make sure that these people don't steal as much as they can. Also, some people, they've run away because their bullets been shot and the rubber bullets have been shot. And all these shopping centers in this center, they are now being vandalized. Some people are making sure that they take as much as they can. As you see the cars that are parked here, these cars are not just maybe stuck in traffic, but are people who are trying to loot everything that they can in this shopping center. Back to you, Nzinga.
Londi Khadebe giving us visuals there of what's taking place in KwaZulu-Natal. We are bringing you news of what's taking place across the country. We know that there have been calls by people like the Freight Association for the army to be deployed. Let's go now to my colleague Mbalenhle Mtetwa, who's tracking the unrest in parts of Gauteng. She's in Eldorado Park. Very good afternoon to you, Mbalenhle. What are you seeing?
Good afternoon. Yes, indeed, we are in Eldorado Park, but I just need to make a quick correction. Earlier on, the scenes that we saw in terms of people waiting outside a particular shopping center, just waiting to go inside and loot the shop right there, that area is called Freedom Park and not part of Eldorado Park. However, right now I am in Eldorado Park, where the Patriotic Alliance has actually taken the stance to protect a shopping center in the area. We understand that many of them are actually standing right before the entrance, redirecting traffic and telling people that the shopping center and all the other surrounding shops are closed for today. This is all in the interest of saving these particular shops and ensuring that these shops are not looted. We understand that the Patriotic Alliance is the governing party here in Eldorado Park, and community members have actually gathered here in an effort to try and protect the shops here and protect them from looting. We understand that the recent spike in violence in some parts of Gauteng has nothing to do with the Free Zuma campaign, but we understand that this has a lot to do with that announcement made by President Ramaphosa yesterday during our family meeting, where he announced that the sale of alcohol is prohibited for further 14 days. We understand that people are angry and they've taken the law into their own hands, and they are now trying to loot shops, and they're trying to loot liquor stores in order to get access to to get access to alcohol, and also to just bring attention to the fact that they are unhappy with the decision that has been taken by the National Command Council on the coronavirus pandemic, and they are basically expressing their unhappiness with the prohibition in terms of the sale of alcohol. I'm not alone here. I'm actually joined by one of the leaders from the Patriotic Alliance. He's going to be talking to us about what has prompted this very move. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Please talk to us about, why you've decided to come and camp out here and protect these very shops that we see around us.
Well, thank you very much. Firstly, I must say we really appreciate the fact that you are changing the narrative and the fact that you corrected it. The mishap of calling the previous area Eldorado Park, and so that really is something good for us. And the reason why we're here is exactly also to stress that to the nation, that it's about time that the narrative of Eldorado Park needs to change. We are not a gang-ridden community hooked on drugs. No, we are actually a community that is vision-driven, that is objective. And of course, since the dawn of the government of the Patriotic Alliance in this ward, Ward 18 and Ward 17, you can see it is green with peace. And this is the type of government that we want to see across the city. A government that cares, a government that puts people first, people above pockets, and principles above profits. And this is exactly what you see. I'm sure that you must feel a bit uncomfortable with the attire because it's very, very peaceful here. And I hope that you also feel welcome here in Eldorado Park, a peaceful community. This is the good side of Eldos.
Mm-hmm. No problem. So we're just wearing this for the sake of our, yes, as a precautionary measure. But how long do you plan on staying here? I know it's still early today. Are you going to stay here until the wee hours of the morning, if it means that's what it's going to take to protect this place? How long are you going to be here?
Well, we've actually been here But on the other side, where it was a bit volatile, we've been there since 1 a.m. this morning, just so that we want to ensure that our area is safe, and we need to take responsibility for doing so. And this morning we've also witnessed that law enforcement is literally just watching. And when the looting was happening, we actually have it on live that we actually went into the ShopRite where you were in Freedom Park, and we managed to move the looters back. And law enforcement was just standing there citing Section 49, of course, of the Criminal Procedures Act. And but we were shocked because when it was in El Dorado Park with the Nathaniel Julie saga, and there was protest in the main road, our children was shot at. Our children was arrested. And so we were saying that this is as clear gross criminality. Why isn't there decisive action? And so given the fact that that's that laid back approach from law enforcement, it seems to me that we're going to have to stay here until there is a surety that there is definitely calm.
Okay. Now, talk to us about, do you have a message of sorts that you would like to relay to people, because now we understand that this has nothing to do with the Free Jacob Zuma protest that we've been seeing happening around the country. This has more to do with the announcement about alcohol being banned. What is your call to people within your community?
My call to people is that this is our city, and it is our responsibility to take care of our infrastructure, to look after our city, and experience as a reality the notion that we have officially to say that Johannesburg is a world-class African city. We need to turn it into a world-class South African city where all races, all South Africans looks at this city and enjoys the feel of the city. And so it's the dawn of a new government, the Patriotic Alliance. We believe that the city will be green because of Baizani.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you so much.
There you have it. That was the leader of the Patriotic Alliance, just talking about the decision that they've taken to come and camp outside here in an effort to protect the infrastructure in this particular community. And they are essentially saying that, this is in the interest of the community. They don't want to see a repeat of what happened in Freedom Park. They're also saying that they were there when the police were watching people as they were looting. I think there might be something happening behind me. I'm just going to look around. There are more people coming along. It seems as though there are more people coming along to join in terms of to protect this particular area. It seems as though people have heard the call and they are coming in their numbers to come and protect this area. For now, though, it's back to you in studio.
Balenhle Mthethwa giving us an update. There's some breaking news coming in is that the South African National Defence Force is going to deploy soldiers in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. The army says the duration and the number of deploying soldiers will be determined based on the assessment of the situation on the ground by relevant law enforcement agencies. And it says furthermore, it must be emphasized that the SANDF's deployment objective is to provide safety and a safe working environment for members of the SAPS and other law enforcement agency while they carry out their constitutionally mandated law and order duties. We'll bring you more on that story a little bit later on, but that is the breaking news at this hour.